Now we're going to look at the long-term vision of Dubai. I'll keep this lesson slightly quicker because I did cover a few of these topics earlier, but let's look at what the guys have planned for the future. So we'll have a look at the leadership and the impact they've had, areas of focus, specific targets we'll run through, and why this is important to you. So obviously we know that Dubai is at the forefront of, various industries. I've mentioned AI, crypto a few times now, but also the leadership are doing amazing things in healthcare, education. The corporate world are warming to Dubai, and overall there's just a lot of activity happening in the marketplace. And what we're going to do is look at where this might lead us in the future. I did mention this earlier, but it's really important to consider the underlying principle that when the Dubai government say they're going to do things, typically they do. Okay, so really, when you're reviewing these subjects, take time to consider that this is likely going to happen. Okay, so population growth, visitor numbers, green spaces, beaches, and more are all factors that they've got in their eyesight. And this is all detailed in the Dubai 2040 vision, the urban master plan, which can be viewed online. So a couple of the areas of focus: economic diversification and growth. Again, that's a key theme that we keep on seeing. So moving beyond oil, focusing on tech, finance, healthcare, energy, being green, being sustainable, etc., and really driving that entrepreneurial and corporate mindset in Dubai. Technological advancements and smart cities. So Dubai is at the forefront of a lot of new developments and really making sure that projects are adhering to the latest trends, face recognition, fingerprint recognition, electric parking charging points, etc. Sustainable and green development, fundamentally the city is trying to adhere to green practices with renewable energy and being eco-friendly. That is important now to a lot of people. Even buyers are considering this and making sure that they're investing responsibly. So that is definitely at the forefront of a lot of people's plans. Infrastructure development, I mentioned this a few times, but that's an ongoing battle that will never end. So as Dubai gets built out as a city, as we continue to build further out and out from the coast, the infrastructure, the road network, the public transport is going to be essential to maintaining the quality of life for residents. Tourism and hospitality growth. I can't remember the exact numbers, but basically the government is spending a lot of money driving visitor numbers into Dubai, increasing occupancy rates of hotels, and really making sure that we're getting a lot of visitors on a short-term basis, which will in turn turn into residents and for the long term. Regulatory reforms and investor confidence. This is a massive one which a lot of people don't think about. Not only does the government give positive policies to investors and to home occupiers, but what it also does is it paints the picture for investors. And look, if you're buying one or two properties, this may not be as important, but we're starting to see more institutional level investment come into Dubai. So the big players are coming in, the people that are buying up full buildings and spending millions and millions and millions. So what they need to be confident of is that there's not going to be any downturn or negative impact at a government level or at a regulatory level, which may impact their investment. Okay, so when the government all points or produces policies that are heading in the right direction, in a positive momentum for investors, i.e., how easy it is to do business here, how you can set up here, not needing a local representative anymore, policies and procedures around the purchase process itself, the regulatory framework of the development here and the property market here. So all of those things mean that investors are confident, okay? They start to understand it. They can do their research. They can do suitable due diligence, and they can reliably predict what's going to happen in the future in terms of the property market on a macro level. Okay, so that gives huge investor confidence, particularly at the higher and more sophisticated level of investing. Demand for affordable housing, so that's certainly going to be something that the government continue to drive to make sure that it's fair and everyone has, or can afford to have the positive lifestyle that they want. Cool. So in terms of specific targets, I touched on a few of these earlier, but let's have a quick look at these again. The Dubai 2040 vision, just to recap, it's basically a master plan from the government of how they're going to improve Dubai and make it the best place on the planet for living. So, population growth, they want that up to 5.8 million by 2040. Expansion of green and recreational spaces. So, they want 12,000 hectares of green space in Dubai. That's probably one of the things where the city does lack due to the practical nature of it being such a sandy location. But you are seeing all the communities built with green spaces now, and I believe it is a development requirement to have a certain level of green space within projects now upon developers. So that's really, really good to see. Enhanced infrastructure. So 55% of Dubai, they want within 800 meters of a public transportation link, so a metro, etc., etc. Sustainable urban development, so making sure it's a city that's being built on the long term, adhering to green initiatives, and one of the most important ones, increasing the beachfront space by 400% to keep the residents happy. So as an investor, you can benefit from the long-term vision of Dubai. Not only do you know that the government policies and the regulatory framework will adhere to international standards and drive investment levels, which ultimately will increase demand for investment assets and properties in the future, but also we can be confident that the quality of life here is going to continue on that upwards trajectory as well. So with the green spaces, with the beachfront, with the transport links, it's going to be just as pleasurable as it is now, if not better, to live in Dubai. So that's enough for this lesson, guys. On to the next one.